Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Connor Jones, of course, who will be running in this week's ARCA Menard Series East race, driving the number 15 Toyota for Venturini Motorsports at Dover this weekend. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Doing good. We talked to you early on in the year and about when this was announced. Now it's finally happening that you're going to be in the in your first ARCA race. How about that?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Venturini has a bunch of good guys, so is Toyota and all that. Really just excited to work. Really just excited to get the chance to work with all the guys at Toyota and Venturini. Yeah.
So I keep forgetting for a lot of people that didn't know, you did make your ARCA Menard Series East debut. So you know what these cars are like. Obviously, you were with another organization, but talk about like what you've been able to do. This is a big track that you're going to be on. This is a track that the trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup Series have all ran on, and even as well as ARCA. So talk about like preparing for a big track like Dover.
Mainly preparing for a big track is, you get on iRacing. Really, I don't think iRacing does it no justice or anything, but you watch a lot of videos to get ready. And I walked into Bristol last year because I raced Bristol last year in the ARCA car for Bruce Cook. And I walked into Bristol, and you just feel like you're in a big cereal bowl because it's so high bang that it's just like a wall. You're just looking at a wall going around the entire racetrack. And but that was a pretty surreal experience. And I'm hoping to think Dover's gonna be pretty much just like that.
I mean, Bristol's the last great Coliseum. This is the Monster Mile. This place is known to eat race cars, literally. But what's challenging about Dover, you think?
I think what's mainly challenging is definitely the lift points. And from what I've heard, that if you lift on the hump going into the corners, it'll throw the rear end sideways. So you either have to lift before the hump or after the hump. And really, it's just the speed and the G-force. That's probably one of the harder parts too, is keeping the your stamina up.
Yeah. How old are you by chance? You're 16, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
So talk about what you plan on doing this year. I know this is not the only thing that you do with ARCA. I know you are also racing in different series. Talk about what your plan is for the rest of this year.
Our main plan is to run Cars Tour with Justin Johnson Racing, and Jason Stanley. Jason's the crew chief and Justin's team owner. But we plan to run late model stock with them, and we also plan to run a little bit of super late models with Jeff Foltz. We've planned on the Winchester 400 and the Winchester 100 for the CRA stuff, and yeah.
So talk about just remind everybody, where are we going to see you when you get in a big stock car like this?
You'll mainly see me on Flow Racing.
Yeah. I should have asked this. What are your ARCA races the rest of the year?
So we got Dover this weekend, and it goes to Iowa, Salem, Watkins Glen, Bristol. That's it so far.
Okay. Obviously, if there's more, we'll keep you updated on that. So what do you think about this going into this race? This is you haven't been in a big stock car like this since Bristol, if I'm not mistaken. Talk about what's it going to be like to get in one of these cars, since you don't get to drive them as much as you did like when you drove a late model, super late model, or a car in the Cars Tour.
It's definitely a different experience. I mean, you get you definitely feel the weight of the car. I mean, it's like I'm pretty sure it's a 3,500 pound car going 150 some miles an hour. So it definitely throws the weight around a little bit, and you definitely just it's there. Where super, it feels like when you're driving, it just feels like nothing's on it.
Yeah. And then going into this race, what's the big goal you want to see out of yourself this race? Obviously, you want to win, but what do you want to accomplish this weekend? Just to have a solid weekend this week.
For me, a solid weekend this weekend would most likely be a top 5. I think that's a pretty decent goal to go accomplish. Top 5 would be pretty amazing, and especially a big track like Dover. Never run there before, never seen the place. Like all the tracks I'm going to this year, pretty much I've never seen except for Bristol.
All right. Well, Connor Jones, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and good luck this weekend at Dover.
Thank you.